Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new episode of the X Bottom. I am your host, Alejandro, and with me, it's a very special guest who is kind of okay.
Hey, how's it going?
My friend PJ, also known as JayOhKay on YouTube. PJ, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. We just had probably in my opinion, the world's best Nintendo Direct we've
Oh,
had in
yes,
at least a solid decade. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah,
All
especially
right, I
because,
just pulled up the bingo, by the way.
oh,
I just
yes.
got it pulled up anyway. I'll
Yeah,
share my
just
screen here in a
yeah,
second.
just for people that have been listening to the show.
Twitch.
Yes.
So and he doesn't use it,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to have the same name as him on Twitch. So
All
I'm
right.
waiting.
PJ, you sharing the screen now. Well, we're gonna
I
share
am.
it later. Yeah.
Oh, you want to
Yeah,
share it later?
yeah,
Okay,
just
okay.
a little later because then it like when we're sharing it stops our screens. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I didn't know that. I didn't know
yeah.
that. So my bad.
So for people that saw that, yeah, we're gonna talk about this bingo that you probably just saw on screen because PJ here is very in tune with what Nintendo's happening, and today because we're
Yeah.
just in the eve of the literally E3 already happened, and of course E3 once again like the 2019 one we talked about like 2 years ago almost that was crap.
Yeah, you
We
were
had
at
enough.
my house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you,
you were at my apartment during the entire E3.
yes. Can you believe
Yeah.
it's been 2 years since that happened?
Yeah, it's been no, it's wild, dude. It's like I was just telling a coworker the other day. I went into quarantine and COVID like 22 and I'm 24 and
Yeah.
I'm like, what the happened? I'm like,
Yes, I know. I know.
like
It feels like a decade has happened, even if it's just been 2 years.
I literally lost a year of my life because
Yeah.
quarantine happened, and within 2 months, I had my birthday. Remember how I showed
Uh-huh.
posted that picture of me by myself, like with the birthday hat
With the
on at the
yeah.
empty, yeah, at an empty table, and I was like, me and all my friends for my birthday, quarantine edition.
Uh-huh.
Um, that was my 23rd birthday. I'm 24 now and rocking strong, so that's wild, man.
Yeah. I went in as 26 and even though we're still in the middle of this stupid virus, I'm gonna be 28 this year, which is nuts. Like my temples are white now. Like I don't know.
It's wild,
Yeah,
dude.
it took so much from us. But PJ, have you been like we
Uh,
haven't done this in
busy,
like
man.
forever, man. Like
Yeah. I haven't been on a podcast with you in a hot minute, or at least just sat down and talked to you for a hot minute.
yeah, because
Uh,
like for context,
yeah,
like me and PJ did when Statics Media used to be a thing, which is what the XCape Media kind of morphed into. We had Statics Radio, which was our first podcast, which was
yeah,
kind of like a general thing. And it was you, me, and Zach who did the art for this podcast. And I'm trying to get him into one of the episodes soon. And
cool.
then you
Hopefully,
kind of would do, then you kind of dove into JayOhKay, you grew that channel and all
yeah.
of that. It's been really fun. Like for everyone that wants to see stupidly fun streams, you should tune into his.
I
Like
appreciate it.
he trolls
The
people.
um, yeah. I mean, I just there was an awkward period of time with SetX where I just felt like
Mhm,
I had all this like creative freedom that I was looking for, but I didn't really have at the moment. So I started making some of my own stuff just as kind of a side project.
mhm,
And I ended up finding a very small and very active community.
mhm. It grew
Uh,
like that
or
thing.
like
It
not even me, I guess they found me. So like just some random ass people online found my channel, encouraged me to start a Discord, and they still to this day talk to me, show up to all my streams. It's wild.
mhm,
So um having a like quote unquote fan base. It's hard to say a fan base when there's only
mhm.
like a couple hundred of them, you know.
It's
But
still a
like,
hundred.
but like, uh, but yeah, it's just wild, man. It's just wild to me. Like I having that was something I didn't expect to happen,
Mhm.
and I'm hoping to grow in the future. And since I
Yeah.
saw the potential of that, I just focus on that more.
And the
And
thing is that you
yeah,
still help us here with Escape. Like you were the one that edited our first episode, kind of gave us the template that then we took and go there. Like you're there and basically in spirit, like when needed, while you still do the things that are more like your forte with like the crazy and all that
yeah,
stuff. And
my
it's really fun.
my only qualms with having to change and leave SetX Media and then go into XCape Media was no longer behind the X.
Yeah.
God, I love that. I love that so much.
Hey,
I still show those 2 episodes to people.
Yes, to be fair, like Escape still has the X. So maybe now in the future, now that we have had like more experience, because we started behind the X while we were just kickstarting, and now more has happened. Like more people came in, and now you went on your own to do JayOhKay. Like me and Paul, who we brought in, they kept doing the X button or gaming show. Like there's more of a background then we have the background of the pandemic to like film it as a background thing. So that could be fun like in the future, like who knows. But but today it's a X button thing. Before we dive into things I want to talk to you about, what have you been playing, PJ?
I have been completely derailing the conversation about Nintendo. I have been playing through the entire Yakuza series.
Nice.
And I am finally on Yakuza 6. I have beaten Yakuza 7 already. So this is the last mainline Yakuza game that I have yet to beat. But yeah, within the last 4 months, I beat Yakuza 2 through 5 and 7. So I beat 7, 2 through 5, all of those games in the last 4 months. I just been trying to push through it because I fell in love with 0 and 1, and I played 7 a little bit and fell in love with that. And I was like, well, F it, man. I'll just do 2 through 6. I'll just finish the series and never touch it again. And then I have to do Judgment.
Judgment 2. Oh yeah, you haven't played Judgment, right? Yeah, forgetting that.
No, but I've heard it's really good. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, anything else you've been playing other than the Yakuza?
Back on Minecraft. Minecraft got a big update with caves and stuff. Been playing that a lot recently. Been streaming that. Smash still. Erin, my girlfriend, got Animal Crossing, so I've been playing Animal Crossing with her a lot again recently. She's personally really pissed off that there was no Animal Crossing in the Nintendo Direct, which we could talk about later. And I've been trying to pick up Breath of the Wild again because and just try to get a feel for that. Get a feel for that again because it's been like, I mean, if you remember, I bought it on the Wii U, right? The day it came out,
and you let me borrow it.
I beat it in 3 days.
You beat it in 3 days, and then you let me borrow it. I never played it
after that. Yeah, so
crazy.
It's literally been since 3 days after it launched. This is the last time I played Breath of the Wild. So, yeah, I'm playing it through again. So,
and I assume now you're gonna be like going deeper because you're going through 3. You kind of mainlined it, right? Not like investigative nooks and crannies and all that.
Yeah.
So, like,
I'm doing a lot of side sort of stuff. I'm trying to do all the Korok seed stuff.
Are you gonna go for the 900?
I don't think so. I honestly, once you've gotten to become a like quote unquote responsible adult with a lot of things you're balancing, it's hard for me to sit down and commit to 900 Korok seeds as much as I would love to, you know.
Especially knowing, because I looked it up, what happens if you get the 900 is a little poop that you get as a reward. So I'm like, okay, I don't think I.
Yeah, they kind of parade there, pun intended. So
yeah. So it's funny that you mentioned like Yakuza, because I think I mentioned you like in our group chat when it was announced. I started playing Like a Dragon because it came to game. Yeah, because I told you it's in Game Pass. I was like,
I didn't know if you like started playing it or if you were going to play it.
Because I was traveling, I didn't have my Xbox there. So when they announced it at the E3 conference that, oh yeah, it's coming to Game Pass, I was like, F it, I'm gonna download it there and gonna try it. And surprise, because you know me, I don't like turn-based things.
Yeah.
I actually like this one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man.
There's something about it. It's like, because
there's a lot of heart in the series.
Yeah. And not only that, like the craziness shines in the turn-based, like in the way that because I tried Persona, and obviously has like the crazy animation a little bit. There's just something funnier about Yakuza of all things.
Yakuza's hilarious. Dude.
Yeah, so
it's hilarious.
So it got me.
The best way I would describe his turn-based system is like you look at a Stick of Truth. You know South Park Stick of Truth.
Oh yeah.
How just wild and stupid it is. That's the man. It's how far did you get? If
I actually started yesterday, so I've only played like 2.5 hours, but I think I'm gonna stick it out because I did enjoy
the homeless part. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Cool. That's why after that I'm like, okay, I will continue doing this. And also in the trailer, I saw like when they announced it was coming to Game Pass, you see a scene of everyone wearing diapers. So I was like, I have to see it. Like I have to see it.
That's a side story, by the way. So go out of your way to do some side stories. I just happened to wander into that one, and I was so glad I did. It is. Oh my god. So like not a spoiler, but later in the game you get to like call in like friends for help. Like you can pay them a certain amount of money through Pound Mates, which is like Postmates spinoff, but for people who fight for you. And you can call in old characters from the series, new
Mhm.
characters from the series, and if you complete side quests, you get to call in them for help. And so it's always a blast to see a bunch of really old diaper baby boys run in
Yes.
and just trample the enemies. Like fighting the last boss, I think I called him in, and it was
Mhm.
hilarious to just see this
Yeah,
big diaper guy just walking
it's
in.
like I knew it was crazy, but I didn't know what kind of crazy Yakuza is.
Oh,
And it's like it's
it's
nuts.
crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. It's funny because like the mainline stories are always insanely serious and
Mhm.
very much like life or death like situations, but all of the side stuff of the series is just insanity, like
Mhm.
of craziness.
Yeah.
It's a weird mix that can't go anywhere else besides in that series.
Yes.
It's fun.
Something else that I played other than Yakuza, I actually finally started Luigi's Mansion 3, which you reviewed back in the
Yeah, I
day.
did.
Yeah, for us. So like
I did review.
I I
I
bought
think
it
I would change my review, by the way.
yeah,
After I played it again recently, and I think I would change my review if I had
like
to.
higher or lower.
Lower.
Lower. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna ask you about because is it me or it just feels so slow compared to like Luigi's Mansion and GameCube that it just feels
Well,
like
did
more
you
like
play 2? Did you play Luigi
a
Mansion
little
2?
bit, a little bit when Jordan let me his
3 is,
3DS.
in
Yeah.
my opinion, 3 is better than 2. I thought
Okay.
2 was
The worst one.
so boring. It was so
Mhm.
boring, dude. And it was just sad going from GameCube where all the like like the ghosts are actually kind of spooky and there's a horror
Mhm.
atmosphere to just being slapstick Casper the Friendly Ghost kind of
Yeah.
attitude, you know. And that was like, it's not really my thing. At least they had a little bit more
Mhm.
with like spiders and stuff with Luigi Mansion 3. But I feel like the game just kind of lasted just a little too long.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and
Like,
I'm still early, so I don't know. I'm like in this third floor going through like the shops and all that.
yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, it feels like where are the ghosts? I'm like, I remember in Luigi's Mansion 1, they get you to the ghost pretty quickly, and they
Yeah.
always feel like they jump at you, and these one are like telegraphed a little bit. And I'm like, and then fighting them and the holding them and then having to tap A and A and
Which
A. It's
Which
fun.
also crazy thing about Luigi's Mansion 3, I think it's the first Luigi's Mansion game where like you get to see Mario outside of a cutscene.
Right, because you can
Yeah,
talk with him like at the
yeah.
beginning.
And at the end too, he's jumping around and stuff
Huh.
in game. Like you can interact with him. And I'm like, wait a minute, is this the first time I've seen Mario outside of a cutscene in Luigi's Mansion?
That's
I
funny.
think it is. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's wild.
I'll still stick it out because I think even in its Casper style like comedy, it's like charming, but the first game is just so special.
It's
Like
so good. The first game is
it's just so good. So
It's one of the stepping stones for my love for the horror series, like
yeah,
or the horror genre of video
yeah.
games. Actually,
And then a final thing that I played because yesterday, like in the lead up to Father's Day, my dad just wanted to play something. We dove into the NES collections for the Switch for the online
I saw
system.
that. I saw you online yesterday.
Yeah,
Doing
and
it.
we were
Yeah.
playing Punch Out.
Oh,
And oh
really?
yeah,
Nice,
because my dad used to play Punch Out when he was young, so he would tell me like he knew all the strategies and all that, and he still remembered it. And then he lent me the controller, and I suck at that game. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god,
so
that
bad,
game's
dude.
so
It's so
tough.
hard. It's so
Yeah,
hard.
but
The,
he knows how to play, and he's like 50.
Yep.
So it's so funny.
So fun fact, I almost put a new Punch Out on my bingo
Bingo.
card, but
Oh
I was like, "There's no way. There's no way it's happening." So I didn't do it.
yeah, because the last time we got one was on Wii, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so because I remember seeing videos of it. I never
just think
played
the
it.
Switch is a perfect idea for it though. Like
Oh yeah,
perfect console for
especially
it.
like taking out
We'll get it
the
one day.
Joy-Cons and all that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we'll get it one day.
all right, PJ. So usually in our show we say press X for some news, but there's none right now other than some weirdness happening with Kojima. I don't know if you saw that apparently he wants to like there might be a Silent Hill announcement that we get next week. I don't know if you've gone down that rabbit hole that there's this game called Abandon from this like studio called Blue Game Studios that have been like
I've heard
yeah,
rumors of this.
yeah. It's long story short, it feels like PT again, like that whole guerrilla marketing thing. So that's like the only thing interesting that happened after E3, and we just got E3 and long and short of it, I thought E3 sucked other than the Microsoft show, but especially Nintendo once again coming in clutch.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to talk to you now about the direct as someone that's very in tune to Nintendo. Like you make content for them. Now you can pull up the bingo card.
Yeah, I'll pull that up again. Give me a second. How do I sound, by the way? Am I loud enough for you?
No, yeah, you sound great.
Cool. All right, so do you see the bingo card now?
Yes.
All right. Do you see my mouse by any chance?
Yes, I see it. Yeah, I see it. It's a green mouse. Yes.
Yes, sweet. Okay, you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I will. I kept it that color because of Statics Media.
Oh, nice.
Media, so,
it worked.
Anyways, so now since you can see my mouse, I can actually explain this. So yeah, like you mentioned, I make a lot of Nintendo based content. I'm kind of around with the Nintendo stuff. Mainly a lot of the people that I'm connected to in the Discord. I'm friends with a lot of other Nintendo content creators.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them follow me on Twitter. I follow them on Twitter. We talk in DMs all the time. Whenever there's leaks and rumors and stuff, I always get sent to them at any time of the day. Like I could be asleep at 3 a.m. or 3:15 a.m. Right,
and
a
they'll tell you
rumor
that.
could drop, and someone will DM me. I'm like, get out of my DMs. I'm trying to sleep. But I pretty much took and compiled everything that I knew about Nintendo the last couple of years. And what? Give me a second. This. Oh, it's playing a really annoying song from Legend of Zelda. My ears right now.
We can't hear it, so
I had to turn that down.
Yeah.
For people at home, I'm listening to the Wind Waker OST, and it was playing the like kind of troll theme or whatever. I forget the name of the theme. I didn't look at it, but it was just hardcore like beeps and stuff in my ear, and that was real hard to focus. All right, so anyways, back to this. So I created a Nintendo Direct bingo card, right? So it's something that you've been seeing a lot on Twitter recently. A lot of people for directs or like the Sega press conference, they did it as well. People will make like a bingo card of the things that they think will be there. And so I streamed that direct with my own bingo card, with a lot of ones that I thought would be there, or that I like quote unquote knew would be there, like Animal Crossing, Splatoon 3, which and like I was the
Pikmin 4,
real big hope for Pikmin 4. I honestly had no clue that Pikmin 4 would be there or not. I just was like, I want to see it. You said it existed like what 8 years ago, whatever. Like
yeah,
I
after like
see
Pikmin 3 and Wii U, I remember that was like the big thing that once it came out, I was like, yeah, Pikmin 4 is probably it's in development or something like that.
No, I think it's dead.
Yeah. What's funny is that Animal Crossing and Splatoon 3 were at the previous direct, the one that we got on February, the one that was, and so I'm shocked they didn't put anything in this one, but it kind of makes sense because they already talked about that in the previous one. But yeah, there's a lot here that I was like, huh, you actually kind of nailed it.
yeah. So, but I thought it was funny because like, all right, first off, I put Splatoon 3 and Animal Crossing being like, well, there's no way they're not gonna be in this.
After they were just revealed,
yeah, and they weren't in it. They weren't in the direct. So I kind of fell flat on my face on those, and I literally knew going into this, there's no effing way the Switch Pro exists and that's going to be in this. But I had so many people whenever I was making this bingo card and asking people what I should put on there that said the Switch Pro that I said, fine, I'll put it on there. And you guys just aren't getting bingos.
Yes.
So I put it on there, and lo and behold, it never happened. You obviously have to put a disappointing direct and a good direct thing because
it always goes both ways. Yeah,
it always goes both ways. Smash reveal was an obvious one.
Now, were you expecting the character that got revealed?
No,
I thought that was a surprise. I was like, what?
Absolutely. It was definitely a surprise announcement. I was like if it's somebody from Tekken, I thought it would have been what's his face? The older
bear?
guy.
The bear?
Not the bear. That would have been hilarious. Kuma? That would have been great. Oh my god, Kuma. Bro, they should have they picked the wrong Tekken character.
What if he's a trophy?
I hope so. He's gonna be a spirit. He's gonna be a spirit for sure. But I hope, they really released the wrong one. What's his name? Kazuya, whatever.
Yeah, Kazuya, yeah.
Kazuya. I thought it was gonna be Hayachi, honestly. It was gonna be the one that was announced. The older guy with the
with the big head. He was in Soul Calibur back in the day.
So. I thought it was gonna be Hayachi, but apparently not. Guess we're getting his son. Because Hayachi's the one who threw Kazuya off the cliff, and then Kazuya had to climb back up. That's the story of Tekken, right? And if he could climb back up, Hayachi would train him and look at him as his son. Kazuya beats Hayuka or beats him and throws him off the cliff and kills him.
Yeah, pretty good. I would say my favorite thing about like that Kazuya reveal is the memes that happened of everyone like photoshopping, everyone grabbing and throwing
Kirby.
Things. Yeah. And of course Kirby has to be the one that survived. But then my favorite was when they photoshopped the Mario 64 grabbing the penguin thing and put it in the edge. That was so hilarious.
So like but yeah, like real quick, I guess we could like talk about the direct and just like what was announced, what we were hoping for and what we didn't, and that way I could explain this bingo card just a little more on like some of the weird picks that I have on here, right?
Yes.
So
I would say it was a good direct, so you can mark that. Like it's yeah. So that one, that one was a given.
I'll mark it with you again here. Right?
Yes.
So we had, or let's not do green, or not do red. I'm terrible at colors. Let's do like a green. Yeah, that'll stand out more. All right. So good direct, right?
Yes. Oh yes.
We got a good direct. I thought it was
Mhm.
great. You know, we have free space, obviously click that
Mhm.
off. Smash reveal right off the
Yes.
bat. We got Kazuya. Now the thing is, was it a hype Smash character or a
Mm,
hype fan wanted Smash character? So here's my thing. It was definitely a surprise announcement.
mhm.
And personally, I think he's a good addition to the game. I have
Mhm.
no problem with him being in the game.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a
Master
fan
Chief.
request. Yeah,
It was a
wasn't
Master Chief.
it wasn't a fan requested character. And I should have reworded this. I shouldn't have put not hype. Honestly, I was afraid they were just going to announce another Byleth. That's why I was like not hype.
By the way, do you still have your reaction for when Byleth got announced? Because that's still the greatest thing. Like at 6 a.m.
It's just oh, okay, cool. Like sweet.
This is how you're wasting. This is why how you're wasting your last slot for the first expansion pass. Another Fire Emblem character.
Yeah, I was like, wow, thanks guys. So, but I can't put the fan wanted Smash character because if people wanted somebody from Tekken, it would have been obviously Kuma the bear,
or
because obviously the bear pick is obviously So I put that one. Don't get upset if you actually thought he was a hype character.
I would say there was 10 plus minutes of third party stuff also in there, like from the 40-minute direct. Even though it wasn't like all together, it was like sparse enough that I would say it made like the 10 minutes. So
and so like in me knowing Nintendo Directs, I've reacted to them for the last like 3 years now. Every time they have a direct, they like to put a ton of their third-party stuff that's about to come out on the Switch to help push that push the sales and such, right?
Yes.
Mario Golf is there. Obviously, it comes out this month.
Next week. It's next
God,
week.
it's the 29th, isn't it?
I think it's the 25th because 25th? I think it's next week. Yeah, I think it's a Friday. So.
Oh my God! I work Wednesday through Sunday this week. I'm gonna have to wait until Monday to stream it.
No,
I'm so mad about that. Oh my God, I am gonna wait. Maybe I'll just record something really late at night. Maybe I'll preload it, come home from work, and record something like I did with Pac-Man and Mario Bowser's Fury. I did that with Bowser's Fury. I recorded it and streamed it at like 1 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah, I remember because when I was also playing and streaming it, you were also streaming it. So
yeah.
So I was kind of seeing like we were kind of passing back and forth. Like when I was looking where you were at the stream and who was, I think you beat it first. So because
I beeline through that game. Yeah, I beat it in 3 hours. Which speaking of that game, just real quick, the only complaint. So if I had to review that game now, the only complaint I have about Bowser's Fury is that there's not more Bowser's Fury.
Yeah.
It's literally a 10 out of, or I would give it a 9 out of 10 if I had to do a 10 scale, just because the game is so freaking short.
Yeah.
Which I think speaks wonders for how good of a game that is. But yeah, so they added online to Super Mario Party, right? So they added online to the new Mario Party. To be honest, I did not expect Super Mario Party 2. I just didn't want to type out what I thought. Mario Party, so I just put a picture of Super Mario Party 2 to just be my Mario Party.
I would say I would give it because it's a new Mario Party.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So that counts.
I was expecting a new Mario Party. Like I'm not even gonna front. I expected a new Mario Party that had old boards and focus on the old games. Or a port of an old Mario Party. I firmly expected that.
Yeah.
Now
and that's what you got.
That's what we got. Yeah. I'm just a little upset that it's only the Nintendo 64 ones.
Yeah.
And it's only one like board from each of those, which is a little weird. Hopefully before that game comes out, we get announcement of DLC for that game. Where
I was gonna say that that could be like the platform for Mario Party, and then like in a year they put in all the boards from 4 to 6, and then they do 7.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking that they do one. They're doing 1 through 4 right now, which is the 64 ones.
It's actually 1 through 3. 4 is the first one in GameCube.
Really? I thought 5 was the first one on GameCube.
No, that was the second one. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so
I remember because that's the first one I owned, because Mario Party 1 through 3 I played at friends' houses, and then 4 was the first one I bought. So that's how I know that one.
So they're doing Mario Party 1 through 3. They're not doing 4 right now, right? I've kind of thought about the possibility that they may do another Mario Party Superstars or whatever the new one's called. I forgot. But it's the GameCube era after that. So they do all the Nintendo 64 stuff. They add new Nintendo 64 stuff for DLC, and then they'll do a GameCube era one. That way they don't have to run out of ideas for Super Mario.
Yeah. What I find interesting, I don't know if you remember, Mario Party 7 was the first one that allowed like 8 players at once. But how you would do is like someone would hold like the controller from the left, and then someone Another
Yeah,
person.
I
So
hated that.
so I wonder like if they ever go there, like how that'll work. Like now with the Switch,
I
like
think they just
technically,
don't
yeah,
do it. I
yeah,
think they just don't do it.
probably.
It's like how Mario Party 7 and 8 also had the microphone.
Uh-huh.
Or
Oh
sorry,
yeah. Oh my God. Jump,
six and
jump.
six and seven
Yeah,
had
6 and 7.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um anyways, yeah, I'm super excited for that one. I play a lot of Mario Party right now. I've been doing a lot of high stakes Mario Party on stream. So
Mhm.
whoever loses has to do a big punishment. It's been a ton of fun. Also new Donkey Kong. I'm honestly so surprised. So if you look at my reaction, like
Mhm.
the reaction video that I posted on YouTube to this direct, whenever the Super Monkey Ball remake was announced,
Oh, you got it.
I thought it was Donkey Kong and I popped off.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a minute, that's not Donkey Kong. And then I was like, Monkey Ball,
Monkey
and I was
Ball.
like, I was still excited.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, Donkey Kong wasn't there, which means K. Rool returning
Yeah.
wasn't going to be there. And then also in sad news, we still have no fucking clue what Retro Studios
Yeah.
is
So
doing.
weren't they supposed to be working on that Star Fox Racer? I know they're working on Metroid Prime 4 now because I don't know if you remember that obviously
They
the game
are?
originally was announced in 2017. It was just
Yeah.
the 4 logo. Then 2 years later they came in and be like, yeah, development's not been going too well. We're giving it to Retro. So
I didn't know that they're saying they're giving it to Retro.
Mhm.
I thought they were saying that they are like they had to restart development entirely. So
yeah,
they are giving it to Retro,
yeah,
or is that a rumor?
yeah, no, they're giving it to Retro. They mentioned it, and everyone was like, "Why didn't you give it to Metro in the first place?" But yeah, they are working on Metroid Prime 4. But the thing is, because there were rumors they were working on other stuff. Obviously, we got Tropical Freeze from them.
Got it.
Yeah, so Metroid
Got
Prime
it.
4, I think it's worth crossing the WTF is Retro Studios is doing because we know Metroid Prime 4 is there, and they did mention it by name.
They did
So
mention it. They
yeah,
mentioned
so
Metro Prime 4 by name, so I crossed it out. So this leads on to the next part. My biggest,
same,
my,
same, same.
one of my two biggest speculations,
Mhm.
not just excitements, but speculations that I have on this board. I know there were rumors about 2D Metroid, but my knowledge of this 2D Metroid came way before these rumors happened. And
Mhm.
I will flex my Nintendo brain muscles here on this. Dude, do you remember when the Super Metroid game released on the 3DS?
Yes, Retro. It was Samus Returns, right?
Yep, Samus
Yes,
Returns.
in 2017. Yeah.
And do you remember me at all in passing mentioning the fact that they were going to probably take that and move it to a new game if that
Absolutely.
game did well?
Yeah, you said
yeah,
it. Yeah, you
yeah,
said it.
yeah.
And it was going to be on Switch.
Did
and
it?
That it was
They
going to be on
did it.
Switch. Yeah.
Yep, I said it. Yep. And it happened. And you
Yeah.
know what's even crazier?
It's
just
Dread.
like, yeah, it is Dread, which is wild because I remember a year ago,
Mhm.
I thought about, wait a minute. If they're doing a new 2D Metroid game, wasn't there one that was canceled like 16 years ago?
Yeah. So like,
and I was like looking it up and I was like, oh yeah, it's Dread. My friend Wyatt and I used to talk about it. So I
Mhm.
reached out to him
uh-huh.
and I was like, hey, what's your take on the possibility that Metroid Dread is coming back
Mhm.
with this new system that's of Samus Returns? And he said, dude, I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
And it effing happened, dude. It happened.
Yes. No, it was funny. So you know
called
that
it.
2005 was the first time the name Metroid Dread was even put like in mainstream, like as something that was like in the works. 2005, the year that Nintendo DS came out.
Yeah.
So like that's how long they've held that name, and how long we've been waiting for Metroid Fusion, like that sequel to Metroid Fusion, because that's my favorite Metroid.
It's so
like
good.
2D, yeah, it's so amazing.
Good,
yeah, I still have it on an emulator. I have it in an emulator in my Mac. It's so good, and the robots thing that from like the trailer that they showed, that they pursue, that feels like what was the name of the infected Samus they pursue? SAX. It feels like taking that system like farther now, like with a robot that can continuously like pursue you, Alien Isolation style.
And there's
like,
multiple of them. There's not just one robot. There's one in every area. They said in the direct.
Yeah,
or not in the direct, in the treehouse. They said there's there's multiple of them, and that you have to kill them in the area, like with a super weapon, before you can move on to the next area of each one.
Yeah, so I would say in your bingo that crosses 2D Metroid and surprise hype announcement.
Oh yeah, so like I with great pleasure cross out 2D Metroid and surprise hype announcement, and with my with my sad factor here, if you are realizing and actually watch the direct, you realize it's now impossible for me to get a
full line
a full line, which really sucked, you know. But yeah, Splatoon 3 didn't happen. Zelda 35th, we knew something like that would happen. We knew Zelda 35th was going to be announced, was going to be like shown off. I thought there was going to be a Zelda 35th direct announcement, but there wasn't. That was a little weird.
I wouldn't put them past them that they might do one later, because the Nintendo one dropped out of nowhere last year. I don't know if you remember. They didn't didn't say it ahead of time. Yeah, so maybe they can still do that. So
yeah, that's true. And then
Wario.
Wario, I called it, like, I put a question mark because I was like, I was very like on ice if that was going to happen or not. But I knew for a fact if Wario was ever going to make his return, it would be this year or next year. And I'm so glad it's WarioWare.
Yeah,
I wish it was Wario Lands, but WarioWare looks so good, and this new one looks so appealing.
Yeah, not question. Do you remember Wario World on GameCube?
Yeah.
The action 2D platformer. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you still have it. Yeah, I still have it. Yeah, same here.
Do I remember Wario World?
Yes.
Yeah, I only show it on my shelf. You can't see it behind me because I'm in front of it. But
yes.
Yeah, I remember Wario World. I own it.
Yeah.
It still has the manual and all that in it too. I
same on mine. Yeah. Yeah, my only problem with that game is that it's so short, but it's so good. Like that game is so fun. So maybe they do WarioWare now. Maybe then eventually they move it forward to that 3D Wario World. Who knows?
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. But
Wario. Yeah, I was hoping that middle line, because when I was doing it, I was like, if I had Splatoon 3, that was like my bingo.
Yeah, and that would have been a wild bingo too, right?
Yeah, yes.
Well, I thought this one was a given, right?
Yeah. Oh man.
I was like, as long as they, in my mind, it was like, hey, as long as they have a surprise hype announcement, this is a free one, because of course they're gonna show Animal Crossing in this. Like,
it's their biggest game. It was literally their biggest game last year. So
yeah, they didn't even show it off. Well, they said that they still have DLC planned for it this year. So I thought for sure they were like, that was weird. That was weird that they didn't show it, but it's whatever. Mario Kart. I was really hoping for Mario Kart 9. I'm really tired of 8. I played it since day one on the Wii U.
2014
came out on the Switch, and it's literally been it's been 9 years.
7 years, because it came out in 2014.
Yeah. I'm terrible at math. Yeah, 7 years. Yeah, Mario Kart 8. It's gonna be out for 8 years. Mario Kart 8 will have its 8-year anniversary soon. That's insane. That game can go die in a pit. I'm tired of Mario Kart 8. I am one of the very few Mario Nintendo like content creators that absolutely despises Mario Kart 8. That game bro, I'm so sick and tired of it. Give me a new one, please.
Especially because they're not supporting it further. Like, I would understand them staying with Mario Kart 8 this long if they kept adding more DLC, like when they added a Link to the Wii U one, and they added the is it 200cc, the super fast mode?
200cc.
If they kept adding, I'm like, okay, fine. But they're just letting it be. It was like the game is when they launched in 2017, and it keeps selling. I don't know how that game keeps selling. So
it's because they refuse to make another one and people keep buying it. It's ridiculous. And anyways, new Mario Sports. I didn't think it was gonna happen this year, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think if we're gonna get a new Mario Sports game, it's gonna be next year or the year after. But I would like Mario Strikers.
I want Strikers back. I want Strikers back. Yes.
And
that's the baseball one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
remember the one on the Wii? That one was so much fun. Oh my lord, I was so good at it. I had a like 75% home run success rate on that game. It was so good. I want that. Pikmin 4, I'd love to see. I just want to see the Kremlins return, man. K. Rool's in a Nintendo game again. He's in Smash, and it makes me miss him so freaking much.
Yeah, I have not realized he's not in Tropical Freeze. I completely forgot that he's not in that game.
He has not been in a Nintendo game since Donkey Kong 64.
Wow. That's 20 years.
Yeah.
That's nuts. 20 years. Holy crap.
Yeah. So K. Rool needs to come back, buddy. I've been vibing with him. I mean, Rare owns him, but Rare, like, Microsoft has been so buddy with Nintendo recently.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were just like, dude, have K. Rool. Like,
how do we have
never gonna use this?
How do we have Banjo and not K. Rool, right? Man, that's crazy. And finally, obviously, the direct close with Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2, yeah.
Which they're not calling Breath of the Wild 2 still, which is weird. But
it's not gonna be called Breath of the Wild 2. I have a speculation on it. Zelda has never if I recall, Zelda has never had a 2 title,
Ever,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And even
So
like a direct sequel, like a Link Between Worlds, like that was
yeah,
a Link
yeah.
to the Past 2, and they didn't call it
Yeah.
that.
So and same thing with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. This is the Majora's Mask to Breath of
Yes.
the Wild's Ocarina
Actually,
of Time.
to correct us real quick, the only time there was a Zelda 2 was back in NES. Zelda,
Oh, Zelda
and
2.
yeah.
Zelda 2.
But since then we haven't had a Zelda 2, like in 3D or anything.
Nothing. Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
I firmly believe Breath of the Wild 2 is not going to be called Breath of the Wild 2. It's going to be a completely different name. I don't
Yeah.
even think it's going to be Breath of the Wild subtitle.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, then a subtitle is way too long of a name.
Yes.
So, like, let's say it's called, like,
I mean, to
Calamity
be fair,
Returns or something like
hey,
that, right?
Dragon Quest 11 pulled that off. I remember
Jesus
this,
Christ.
bro.
Dragon Quest 11S, or Dragon Quest 11S, Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition
Definitive
for the
Edition.
Nintendo Switch. Yeah.
Of course you know it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the bingo. You can unshare it now. See, if you see that, that's a lot of things that you got.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
the ones that we didn't expect, right? Like
Mhm.
Wario and 2D Metroid. I mean, man, I'm so proud of myself because, like, honestly, I thought the ones that weren't shown were safe bets, right? Mine is Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
I thought Donkey Kong, Animal Crossing, Splatoon 3 were pretty much like a given since it's Donkey Kong's 20th.
And they already announced,
right?
and they like.
Wait, no, it's his 40th anniversary. It's Donkey Kong's 40th anniversary this year.
Yeah. Which is crazy because I was also playing the original Donkey Kong from like back in the day, the one that you have to climb as Mario to save Pauline and all that.
Yeah.
So, and I saw 1981. I was like, holy crap, that's 40 years.
40 years
Is
ago.
that long?
Donkey Kong has been on for 40 years and he doesn't get a new game this year. Really sad.
But I would say that it's also strength of this direct that there were no safe bets. There were like legit surprises. And it was good that they were the surprises because we were starving last year. After it was just Animal Crossing year and with Age of Calamity and Paper Mario in between there.
And we are feasting, boy, this year. Like last year we were starving. This year we are feasting. I hope like they made sure we had room last year so we could eat everything for this year.
Yes. And you'll be feasting in a month because your favorite, like, so for people that know, I don't think I know anyone that loves this game like this man does. Like Skyward Sword HD is coming out next month. Like, there he comes. There it is. Please tell me that's Groose. Is that Groose? Yeah, there it is.
Let's go. The Groose is back, baby.
Yeah.
The Groose is loose. Dude, I absolutely love Skyward. Yeah, so I absolutely love Skyward Sword. I have been a big fan of that game for a long time. My very small and quick piece about it, because I don't want to be incredibly biased here, you know. Yes, the controls for that game were bad. In relative terms, they were bad. I just happened to have been a really patient person with literally no other game to play besides that game at that moment. And I had the perfect space to play it where whenever the controller would disconnect, I would just pause it, set it down. And at the time I was learning how to use a butterfly knife, which I still have here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I was learning how to use this butterfly knife. And so I'd set down my Wii remote, let it reconnect. I'd practice my tricks, which see if I can still do one. Yeah, there we go. Cool. That's the one I was practicing. Anyways, and I let it reconnect to pick it back up and play again. And I just fell in love with the story because for once, like, because you got to keep in mind before that game,
there was like no set story.
There's no lore, right? Like everything was very like the game starts, it could be tied in somewhere else, and then the game ends and there's story in between. Skyward Sword, sorry. Yeah, Skyward Sword was very much setting this umbrella story for the entire series. And it's something that I just instantly fell in love with, right? And I really love the Wind Waker art style, but Skyward Sword art style, I felt just nailed it for me. Like, I loved the characters. Groose was hilarious. I love Groose. He's my man. I'm just the only complaint I have about this new game is that Groose isn't an amiibo, because I want a physical version of Groose sitting. But
you get the Falcon amiibo now, though.
Yeah, the Falco amiibo. Yeah, the blue Loftwing amiibo. Yeah, he has 3 three amiibos now. There's Falco, Blue Loftwing, and then Ravioli, whatever the hell that guy's name is from Breath of the Wild. But anyways, I think the game's story, I think the bosses, I think the dungeon designs and the fighting system is incredibly fun and entertaining in Skyward Sword. And I think the score for Skyward Sword is
great.
Is my first or second favorite of the series.
I would say second because I like the Wind Waker one better.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think it goes back and forth between Wind Waker and Skyward Sword for me, of which one I like the most, right?
Yeah.
And I am incredibly excited for it to come to Switch and have button controls. Because
and the stick fighting.
I'm really hoping people like that control scheme and it's done well, so people are able to enjoy this game. Or maybe with the controllers not disconnecting anymore for motion controls, maybe it'll be more fun to play.
because the Switch Joy-Cons have better motion tech
so much better.
Like
too.
Even without a
world's difference.
Yeah, it's so funny that the Switch doesn't even have like the bar like the Wii needed. And it has much better tracking when you're like aiming. Like I love playing Breath of the Wild when you take out the things and aiming with the bow. Like it just feels so good. Just like flicking. I was like, I'm surprised it works that well. So I just
personally really liked the idea of having a sword and like being able to move it where you're moving it and hit people. Because it was another layer of like, so I'm not playing VR, right? But I'm still in the game. That's me. Like I'm able to control this. And it was cool knowing that I wasn't just hitting a button and the character was just doing something, that I had to do it myself.
Or just waggle it to see Link swinging like it was in Twilight Princess Wii, which sucks that way when you're just doing it like this. Like shaking, like it didn't matter if you did this, it was like always doing the same.
Skyward Sword went full on. If you do this, he literally does this, like this sword, like he doesn't fight, right?
And I feel this will be this moment, this game's moment to shine, because just because of the right stick combat, which I don't know if you remember our chats, because me and Paul were saying like, if they ever, because we're like, will this ever come to Switch? How would this work? And I literally say, I think the only way that thing could work is if they take a stick and follow the For Honor route, because that's the For Honor. That's how the combat is. Like holding here and using the right stick to. So when I saw it, I was like, yes, they listened to me. I don't know.
You caught it. You caught it. You caught it. Yeah.
And I've always said that the story of that, like, I've always said that's my least favorite of the three.
Month too, right?
In a month, in the July 16th.
July.
So let's so right now it's
wild.
Mario Golf, and then next month you get Skyward. So
I have so many games I got to buy this year, man.
Yeah. Finally, better than last year.
Wario, I have a new Wario game. I'm gonna be streaming the new Metroid Dread. Whenever the new Diamond and Pearl remakes come out, I have to stream those because I have a reputation to hold, since I was the first person to beat on record, the first person to beat Sword and Shield with the Magic Carp. I got to do it again with this new one.
Oh yeah, I forgot the new Pokemon is this year, right?
November.
Is it the open world one? The one that
no, Arceus is January.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. Like, man, the Nintendo has a lot this year compared to last. Like last year, I was like,
Diamond and Pearl is November. I think Arceus is like January, February, if I recall, or something like that.
Yeah, and also like a final thing for me and Skyward, like I feel people will finally realize how good the story of that game is, without like any pretext of this control sucks. Because I'll be honest, like I was the one that was telling you, man, I don't have the patience for this constantly uncalibrating controller and all that, and that to me. And it bothered me, and also a little bit of the fetch questy nature later in the game of you have to swim through this forest that's like inundated to find all of that. So
I will say there's a couple points in the series where you have to go back down to the world to pick up a few things that you weren't able to pick up throughout the series or throughout the game, and I think fetch quests in nature are really boring. I think they're lazy.
Twilight Princess had it. Twilight Princess had it,
which is also the big reason why one of the big reasons I'm not a fan of Twilight Princess.
We're looking at those stupid statues to go to the Sky Temple. I remember I was like, that's such a moment. And Wind Waker, the late fetch quest with the
last like third of it, or not, like even less than that, sixth of the game.
Yeah, it sucks knowing because I dug up more that the reason why you had that long fetch quest was that there were 2 temples that they were not able to finish. So to fill out the time that those 2 temples were going to use, they had to put that long fetch quest, which from what I understand, the Wii U version fixed it, right? Made it quicker, like cost
Uh,
less rupees and
the fetch quest was quicker, but it still existed, man. Like
yeah.
it's still a fetch quest. Like no matter how quick it is, it's still a blank. It's just a blank period of time where you know your time is being wasted because
Mhm.
they wanted to expand the game's length,
Yeah.
and that's annoying to me.
Now let me put this for you. Do you think don't you find it interesting how much of Skyward Sword was in this Breath of the Wild sequel trailer?
Dude, I not really. I was not surprised at all,
Yeah,
actually.
so it
I
makes
have
sense
I've
why they're
playing
pushing it
this
now.
'cause- well, back in Breath of the Wild, I saw a lot of Skyward Sword relevance. Like, because
The stamina.
Skyward Sword is the relevant Legend of Zelda game
Mm-hmm.
because it is the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is the like no argument. It is the beginning of the series. And so whenever you see Breath of the Wild, which is supposedly the latest entry, of course they're gonna have reference to the beginning, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And which is crazy because like Calamity's back and everything, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's so neat. And Breath of Wild 2, seeing a lot of Skyward Sword and returning to the sky. I
Mm-hmm.
am so excited to potentially see a broken down Skyloft, maybe.
Yes. And
Yeah.
also, have you seen this like theories that have been like popping around that there's a theory that you may be playing as Ganondorf in that game, like the guy that you're seeing, who we think it's Link at the beginning, that's like dropping down in the sky, that it may be like the old original version of Ganondorf, because
I have
Ganon is like its own thing. Like that
I
to me is
have
wild if it actually
have
happens.
not I have not heard of that. I
Yeah,
don't
you should
think
look it
that
up. You should look it up. It's interesting.
that seems like
Interesting
a
fodder. Yeah.
crazy theory.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know if I have any belief in that, but
Mhm.
if it does happen, I think that'd be really exciting. I
Yeah.
think that'd be really
And
exciting.
supposedly, like they're linking it because I don't know if you remember the trailer that you see like a skeleton that people say it could be Ganondorf. That people are like, "Oh, is this the Twilight Princess one?" Because it has like the weird markings that reminded everyone
Yeah.
of Midna. And
Yeah.
also the fact that Link, you see him now instead of doing the tablet, apparently now he has like this weird
Arm.
robot arm
Yeah.
that now has like the powers, and it
Yeah.
looks the
Time's
same.
passed again. Is what I
Yes.
think it is.
So
Did you
I
see how
found that
long his hair
interesting.
is?
Yeah, it's like super long. It's
Yeah. So
so
his
that's
hair
what
is like
people are saying.
super long.
Mhm.
He has this prosthetic arm now. I think time has passed. I think whenever Zelda and Link are venturing down into this cave area, right? They stumble upon like dead, corrupted like Ganondorf, and that's what that thing is. Maybe
Mhm.
true calamity ends up like taking Zelda
Mhm.
and knocking, maybe like absolutely demolishing Link, and then he falls down the pit or something like that,
Mhm.
and then he wakes up and he's missing his arm,
Yeah.
and that's why he gets that arm. I think that'd be
Mhm.
really cool. Like
Yeah. It sounds dark. Like it kind of like the Majora's Mask to
like
Karina
I
was
was
kind of
saying,
like a
yeah,
darker.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
it
I think
feels
this
that
is their
way.
darker turn. I think this is their darker turn after the like rising hope that is Breath of the Wild.
Mhm.
Of like all these bad things have happened. It's time to save the world, and you do that, and it's like, yay, we're back to normal. Hope has been restored. I
Mhm.
don't think so. I think it's prime time for some despair.
Now, real quick, do you ever play through Age of Calamity? Like
Not all the
or
way.
not all the
No,
way, like
no.
I'm still waiting for it to drop to like $41 to play, because I found it really fun and I enjoyed the original, the Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah,
When I played it on the 3DS, when Jordan, our
yeah,
friend Jordan, let me borrow it. So because I heard that there's like something interesting lore things happening like near the end of that story, and it makes me wonder
yeah,
if like if it'll have any bearing with the new Breath of the Wild, because apparently there's like time travel, something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So
I'm very much not happy about that, to be honest.
yeah,
Because, and I
you're
hope that
forcing yourself to play a game that you may not really dig, right?
well, no, I always despised it whenever people use time travel as an escape,
Mm,
because it's such a cliche, easy,
a cop
like
out. Mhm.
it's like, oh well, this character died. What if we time travel and they're back now? Uh-oh. Like, all
Uh-huh.
right, go take yourself out back and shoot yourself. Like that's such an easy cop out. It's not, yeah. And so bringing in time travel to the Legend of Zelda series like that, like
Mhm.
it makes sense to time travel forward, but they brought in time traveling back
Yeah,
as something, and since that has become a thing, that means literally anything can happen
yeah.
in this.
Supposedly, like the whole time travel thing that happened in Ocarina of Time is what split the timeline, right? And like the three different things from
Yeah,
the Historia thing.
yeah.
So like that when Link lost again, or when he began, or he stayed like in the past, never, like that's how the timeline split. It's
Yeah,
weird.
I
It's
think
weird.
I think the time thing is going to be used if Age of Calamity is canon, then they're going to probably end up using it to bring back the Guardians. That's what they're called, right? The four Guardians or
Yeah,
whatever.
the
Yeah.
big, yeah, the champions or the four champions. Yeah.
Champions. This is called. Yeah, I think they're going to bring back the champions and the king and all of that, and just act like nothing
No,
ever
I just
happened.
remember
Not
that I
really
never
sticking with that
played
base.
Ballad of the Champions, the
Breath
second
of the Wild
DLC pack from
DLC.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
The one
I
that,
didn't either. Fun
yeah.
fact.
Now you have the time. Now you have the excuse now.
Yeah.
Now, they put a 2022 date. Well, not date, just a year. Do
Year.
you believe
Yeah.
it hit? Do you believe it hits in 2022?
I think. Okay, personally, I've seen some people say 2022 March, and I think that is
Too
way.
early?
I think it's. I think that's way too early, and I think people have way too high expectations for Nintendo for
Yeah,
that to come out in March. Personal opinion, I think it comes out
fall.
October, November, December.
Hmm. I
And
can see.
I could see it getting pushed off to like January,
Mhm.
February
Yeah.
2023 as well.
To me, I don't know if you remember back in like 2016 when originally Breath of the Wild was going to come out after being dated at 2015, that then it got pushed,
Yeah.
got a title, because remember we didn't even have a title until E3 2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until it was pushed and it was said, oh
we
yeah,
still
this
don't have a title yet. Yeah.
yeah.
We don't
So
have a title
if
yet.
we had a title right now, I would believe that it could hit somewhere in 2022. And kind of like I was mentioned, I don't know, did we mention this on record here or before? Like my hopes for a Wind Waker or Twilight Princess making it to the Switch because they exist in Wii U.
We did
Yeah.
it off record before.
Yeah, we
this
did it
was
off record here.
Yeah,
So kind of like
yeah.
what we're talking before we started recording, that some of the journalists that leaked last year the Mario 3D, the 3D All-Stars collection, the one that's you can't buy anymore because Mario's dead.
Yeah.
So they were leaking after, because when Skyward Sword was revealed last February for the Nintendo Direct, everyone was crying, where's my Wind Waker? Where's the Twilight Princess? Where are the games I actually like? And then these journalists were like, stop crying, they're actually happening. They're just pushing Skyward Sword right now for a good reason. Now that we saw more of Breath of the Wild, you see the tendrils of connections. And the same people were saying that they were not mentioned at all this year because they were being saved by Nintendo as backup in case Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't hit in 2022. So if for some reason that game is too far out and they want like a Zelda something, because they've been pretty good at trying to hit a Zelda something every year, even if it's not a mainline. Like we got the Necromancer game in 2019. We got the
Necrodancer game.
the Necrodancer. We got the Link's Awakening. We got Age of Calamity. So they've been like trying to hit.
I forgot about Link's Awakening. Damn.
Yeah, Jordan reviewed that for us. I remember.
Yeah, that game was really good.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. Also, another game that I'm hoping for the sale, like with those random sales that they make, because I love buying them at like 41 something.
I think that game inherently struggles with some map design flaws and just like game design flaws. I think that game is a really good game, but no matter the fact that they've updated it to modern times, I think it still struggles from what a lot of old games struggle with. Which
I
is
wish they would bring in
challenge and just annoying back and forth and fetch questing and have to go from this side of the map to this side of the map just to kill time. You know,
I would say that I would love a Link Between Worlds being brought to the Switch on the Link's Awakening art style, because that's your favorite Zelda, right? Link Between Worlds, like
it's my favorite 2D Zelda.
2D Zelda, yeah. So
yeah. So
because I remember when we did that list of like, let's say our favorite ones, I put Ocarina of Time. Paul said Wind Waker. You and Zach were Link Between Worlds.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind like being put in the Link's Awakening art style, because that was a really good game.
Yeah, mine goes back between like I have this weird period where it's either Breath of the Wild, Link Between Worlds, or Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
I can't solidify one love.
Wind
Waker is up there if it wasn't for the fetch quest at the end.
Yes.
If it wasn't for the fetch quest at the end, it would probably be my favorite one.
Because that's what's funny, because I tend to have so much fun memories of Wind Waker, because I don't know if you remember back in the GameCube, you could play it co-op with someone who had a Game Boy and they play a single. So a lot of my memories with my brother and my sister as them playing Tingle and helping me. So I always have a soft spot for it, and always keep forgetting that the last half of that game sucks with that. Yeah, but then I think so highly of it because I love the art style, I love the music, I love the story, I love its ending. It's fine with Ganon at the end, like with all the water falling.
Everything. Like it's such an effing shame, dude. Because I wish that for the HD remake of the game,
Mm-hmm.
they just finished those 2 temples
Uh-huh.
and they just got rid of the fetch quest entirely.
Exactly. It would
It would
be
have
it,
been so much
it
better.
would be the GOAT. If they would do that,
It would be
yeah, it would be the GOAT.
I don't know. I'm waiting for the Skyward Sword re-release.
Not to say it.
Yeah, because if the Skyward Sword re-release fixes some things and is still really good,
Mhm.
I think Skyward Sword will be the GOAT.
Yeah.
But if they did that to Wind Waker, it would have been up there too.
Yeah, by the way, do you remember our off-screen rant about like the whole amiibo thing taking you to the sky and all that?
Yeah.
I went to look up and I forgot that there's so many statues in the world to send you up and forth. And I'm like, you know what? It's there. It's like,
yeah,
if people want to visit for that. It's a.
I can understand why people are upset about it.
Just I think the idea itself, it's more than in practicality, because when I went back to it, I was like, you know what? It's like this is not like there's barely any statues. There's like, because you go through that world so many times, like almost 3 times per world, right? Like 1, 2, then so you see like a lot of the statues. Yeah. So I remember running into it. So I was like, you know what? There's many of them. So
there is a statue in almost every other screen, dude. Yeah, it's like it's not hard. But I guess the big benefit would be if you're in the middle or about to start a boss fight or something,
and need to go
up, and you don't want to go back to one, you could just go up and then come back down. You know, which is man, I understand why people are upset about it.
Yeah. I think it's more
making questionable business practices. Yes.
But because
will I still buy it? Yes.
Yes. But that's the thing. Like, it looks so cool that I would understand people paying $25 for it just for having it, because it looks really cool.
It does.
Like, it looks better than most amiibos.
I have the Guardian amiibo still. That amiibo is sick though. Have you seen the Guardian amiibo in person?
I remember. I think you had one last. I was in your apartment.
Probably
because you had a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So I have none because I have no place in my spot to like showcase a toy collection or anything of that.
I just make one, man. I've been trying, like, you know how long some of those amiibos found themselves living in a box, a cardboard box, because I didn't have a place to put them. Yeah, it's wild.
What was this cartoon that made like someone had like the collector and then they would just open the box and they would feel like he's being shot? Was it Dexter's Lab or something like that? The people that collect toys, and just the idea of opening it was like anathema to them. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Do you still have your Funkos?
Yeah, the majority of them.
Yeah, the massive wall of Funkos that you had in the previous apartment.
Yeah, I got rid of some of them. I mean, I don't really collect Funkos a whole lot, just because like I don't like Funko. Like, I don't think they look super good, right? But there's some every once in a while that come out that I'm like, that doesn't look bad. I'll get that. You know,
yes.
Like I have the One Piece Straw Hat Crew. I have some Cowboy Bebop ones. Behind me, I have the Sonic 30th anniversary one, and then I have Eevee from Pokemon, Vulpix, and all those.
Man, I'd be remiss to like end this podcast without asking you, what do you think of these? This was a few weeks back, the 30th anniversary stream that they did for Sonic. Just for context, PJ was at the 25th anniversary party at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
He was at the party.
I was also the first person to play Sonic Mania at that party, which happened to be the first person to play it, period, outside of Sega and press. Fun fact. That's wild.
It's so funny thinking you being at that party, because to anyone that didn't go had to like experience it through that incredible stream. That's still like, if you find the shit cuts of that thing, it's amazing. It's so still amazing.
It's so bad. And the funniest part is if you watch that whole stream again, you can see me there sometimes.
Yeah.
I am in that crowd singing with Crush 40 with my friends. You can see me there.
Now, were you there when the guy stole the mic?
Yeah, of course I was.
And screamed?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. That was great, dude. But
5 years ago.
I also met, it's crazy, right? And then I met Funhouse during that time, which is the Inside Gaming Daily people, you know, as well. So I met them there. A lot of cool people that I met Crush 40, I met Yuji Naka, I met the creators of
Yuji Naka, the creator, right?
Yuji Naka's creator of Sonic. Yeah.
I met who retired. He just retired.
Yeah, because he made Balan Wonderland.
Do you play that?
No,
Oh
absolutely
my
not.
God,
Absolutely
it's
not. Absolutely not.
what a way to go out. I'm like,
What a
wow.
terrible game, dude. Yeah, get out of the industry, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the people who made Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 were there, and then all the voice actors from Sonic were there too.
Mhm.
Got to meet all of them. Got to meet the people who created the Archie comics at the time before IDW Comics took over. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. It was
So
fun,
for the
right?
so for the 30th, so it was Sonic Colors Remastered, the one that they announced, the all
Yeah,
the collection for the old ones, and the
yeah,
2022 game that they didn't even put a title, that they say it's gonna be like an open world game. How you
yeah.
feel
People
about
think it's
that?
going to be called. It's like Sonic Rangers or whatever. People think it's what it's going to be called. Um, Man, I am so torn about opinions on that one
Mhm.
because Sonic 25th and it felt weird watching the announcements and not being there,
Yeah.
but there wasn't a party or anything. It was
No, it was
just
just a stream.
just a stream. So
Mhm.
I didn't miss anything, but it felt weird because I felt like I would have been a lot more hyped if I was there in person.
Mhm.
And because
With
granted,
like-minded people, like
yeah,
also
yeah.
being
Granted,
excited, sharing the
granted,
excitement.
whenever I saw Sonic Mania, like even if I saw Sonic Mania on stream, I would have popped off just as hard.
Mhm.
Because I'm a big fan of classic Sonic for anyone who doesn't know that. Um, but the Sonic Forces trailer back then, which was called Sonic,
Mhm.
whatever,
Yeah,
just
everyone was like
Sonic
calling it
game.
Generations 2. I
Yeah,
remember because it looked
yeah.
kind of like, oh, it's a sequel to Generations.
Because I had classic Sonic again in it, which is really weird that it's whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was weird. I remember popping off for that game because I was there and everyone was excited about it. But
Mhm.
looking back on it and just watching the trailer, dude, I
Yeah.
mean, bro, I came off the heels of Generations. Generations was
It was
exciting
great.
to
Yeah,
me.
and then
I
people
love
love it.
Generations.
People love it.
And so then I saw, oh, new Generations, hell yeah. And
Mhm.
then it was Forces, and I was like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
Why did they
yeah.
have to like force the character created Sonic to that thing? I will never
OC, Sonic
understand.
OC's
Yeah.
God is so garbage.
Uh,
Everything about Forces is bad, dude.
yeah.
Like everything about Forces. Anyways, so Sonic Colors being remade. I'm
You're torn.
I'm torn, dude. I'm
Mhm.
torn. So I like Sonic Colors. I'm happy it's being remade. It is absolutely not even in my top 5 Sonic games.
Mhm.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's not the best Sonic game,
I
but
would.
for a lot of people, it is because it's their
Mhm.
first one they played.
Yeah,
You
especially on
know,
Wii. When back in the Wii, when they like Sonic was popping in the Wii, I remember.
whenever
Spe-
that, so 3-year-olds back then
Mhm.
who played it, 4-year-olds back then who played it, thought this is the best game ever. Now are old enough to have jobs that could buy the new one.
Yeah,
So
because if pardon me if I'm wrong, because it's basically take Colors took the good parts of Unleashed, right? It was like it removed Warthog and had like that kind of style.
yeah, it got rid
Yeah.
of the werehog stuff. Which fun fact, I'm playing through Unleashed right now.
How's that
Um,
going? How's that going?
God, that game is so doo-doo caca. Oh my
Uh,
God. Bro, I remember liking it when it came out,
mhm.
but I'm playing it through again. And it feels like every time there's any sort of momentum for the game to be good, it trips and just
Mhm.
falls flat on its fucking
I
face.
remember the demo for Unleashed because it wasn't it didn't have any of the werewolf stuff. It
Yeah.
was only the speed. I was like, this is good. I was like,
But
this is fun.
but you know what's wild to me? There are people still to this day that say Sonic Unleashed is the best Sonic game. And you got bro, suck my metaphorical left nut. That is such a bad game
Oof.
comparative to how are you telling me that Sonic Unleashed is the best Sonic game?
Yes.
Like you're telling me it's the best one because you like
You
the
grew up
opening
with it.
cutscene.
Yeah.
Because you like the opening cutscene. The opening cutscene is sick as hell. The gameplay of that game is actual doo-doo caca. It's so
Yeah.
bad. That game is not. Yeah.
Now, what would you rather play, that or 06?
06.
06, yeah, I would agree with that. It's like
Because
06 feels like adventure at times, and I like adventure.
yeah. Oh, 06 feels like Adventure Times, and it's so bad it's good kind of thing, where it's like holy shit, did that just happen?
Yeah. Kissing,
like
like Sonic kissing. What was her name?
Elise.
Elise. Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever after I finally beat the game, every time I go back and play it, I don't get upset about glitches and stuff.
Mhm.
So my first playthrough, every time I died to a glitch, I would throw my controller. I was so mad, right?
Mhm.
But once I finally beat the game, I when I died to a glitch, I would just laugh. I was just
Yeah.
like, dude, that's Wow.
I
Like,
would say it's
wow.
a
Yeah.
crime that Unleashed is on Xbox backwards compatibility, but not 06. Like
It's
a
wild,
bunch,
right?
yeah,
You know how much '06 costs on eBay now, dude?
it's just super expensive, right?
So
Like
much.
like close to 100, if not
I re
more. Yeah.
I rebought the game back in like 2013, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I sold it when I got it on and in '06. I was like, this
Mm-hmm.
game sucks. I sold it and bought it in 2013 again. And it was like $3 when I rebought
Mm-hmm.
it. Like literally no one wanted it. Now it's like hundreds. Like,
Yeah.
what
It's
is
so
going
funny. I think because we were not in the
YouTube
meme
did it.
era. We were not in
Yeah.
the YouTube meme era. And I
Yeah.
feel like '06 is now, this is the perfect time for it to be like trashed on. Like
Yeah.
in all those
Yeah.
things that's why that value is skyrocketed. So
People love it now.
yeah.
It's wild. But yeah, anyway, Sonic Colors, I'm glad it's coming back. I'm excited to buy it and re-experience the game
Mhm.
myself.
Was it
Um,
this year? I think. I think
this
it's
year.
this year, right?
It's this
Yeah.
year. Yeah, it's not that long from now. It's October, I believe. Um uh anyways, yeah, I'm excited for the game. I'm gonna be playing it. I will probably be doing a like is okay video for it. So just like a one-off video of me playing it. And then I would like to talk to you at some point about my review of it
Mm-hmm.
um because Unleashed is not the game I remember it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm afraid Colors is probably going to be the same way.
Ooh, that would be
Um
that'd be a fun combo to have you back here
so the
for.
Sonic Colors, my biggest complaint is the Wisp. And I know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people like the Wisp, but I think that they kind of overstay their welcome, like forcing the drill and forcing all this like makes like the controls aren't good for him. Like they're very difficult to
Mm-hmm.
handle. He's so slippery when he's in the drill. Like he has to take wide turns to do things. It's just not fun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole point of Sonic is fast, snappy, quick, get to the point, like boom, 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 boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom, you know? Like, and that's what I like. It's why Sonic 1 was relatively a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of all of the stupid traps they had places where you can't just
Which they
keep
fixed
going
on two.
fast. Yeah, which
People
they did
love
better on
Sonic
2 and
2.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 3 as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um
And Knuckles, and was it Sonic and Knuckles or Sonic and
Sonic 3 and
Tails?
Knuckles,
Yeah.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, yeah, they did phenomenal with that one. But I feel like Unleashed had that problem where they just started slowing Sonic down again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Wisp did that at times. I think the laser Wisp made him go really fast, and that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Once you introduced Rocket, Drill, and the Void one or whatever, or is the or is it Cube, whichever one's in. Because there's
Mm-hmm.
one that's only in Generations, and there's one that's only in Forces, which is my other complaint of Sonic. Why the frick are we bringing back Wisps? Like, why are they a mainstay of the series now? That's so weird to me.
It's like they don't know how to read the tea leaves of what the people really want, right? This thing,
But it's
no,
well,
yeah.
that's the other complaint about Sonic though, is that the fans don't even know what they want.
Yeah.
You can go on Twitter and start a poll of what people want for Sonic and put polarizing differences, and you'll
Mhm.
get like 50-50, bro. Like
They're like Star Wars right now.
yeah.
Say it's the same with the Star Wars.
Well,
fan base.
at least the majority of fan base doesn't like 9, 10, or not 9, 10, 7, 8, 9.
Mhm. Finally.
Right?
Yeah. 789 has finally like reached that point where people want them scrubbed from the canon now. After
Yeah.
how bad 8
People
and 9
aren't
were.
like that with Sonic, dude.
Yeah.
There are people who think classic Sonic should never have existed.
Mm-hmm. That is just the 3D ones.
There's people who genuinely hate Adventure Sonic because they think his style of cool and not caring is cringy and out of touch, which I'm just like, bruh.
That's part of the joke. That's
Ah!
part of the joke. And Adventure 2 Battle is my favorite because that was my first 3D one. And I always have a spot for that one. And the multiplayer playing as Eggman and that Tails with the machines and seeing who beat each other. I lost so much time to that. And I wouldn't mind those games have been remade more than Colors personally. I rather like an Adventure 1 or 2 and even Heroes. Even though I didn't really play Heroes, I only played a little bit. I don't know if it's beloved or not.
No, Heroes
is the music that they like.
Heroes is fun because it's similar to Adventure, but it's not Adventure, you know. I would say the only thing worse than Heroes would be 06 in the relative terms of that period of Sonic. I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, like in the reality of things, we're getting Sonic Colors again. Sonic, and we're not really getting anything new to it, right? We're just kind of like getting more Sonic Colors, you know. Which cool. Sonic Colors is a good game. I don't think it's anything to like write home as like this is the best game ever. I think it's a great game. As of my memories, I haven't played it in the last decade or whatever,
Mhm.
so I'm excited to replay it. And then after that, we got Sonic Bling
Mhm.
from King Ice, which was hilarious.
Yeah, what was that one? Was it
King
the
Ice Sonic,
uh
where they have like the gold chains and the like,
oh
yeah.
yeah.
So we got that. That was interesting. And then after that, we had an announcement that there's going to be a new Sonic game. And in all reality, we don't have anything yet. It's
Yeah.
all rumors. It's all like no official announcement. We have literally only seen, in quote, Sonic's feet running in the wilderness with
Yeah.
some trail going behind him
I don't
and
know
a
if
random
you're
ass symbol.
do you remember the announcement trailer of Sonic 06 when we just knew that it was just gonna be Sonic the Hedgehog? It gave
Yeah.
me the vibe. It gave me the same vibe. I'm like, did I time travel? Are we gonna relive the
Yeah.
cycle of when Sonic 06 was happening? So
Yeah. So it's like like it's impossible for me nowadays to get excited
mhm.
for something
You
that
got
is
burned so much.
well, no. It's that doesn't have any gameplay and is new.
Mhm.
So like if it's a sequel to something that I like when Breath of the Wild 2 was announced, I popped off.
Yeah, because you
Because
never knew what Breath of
I've
the Wild is.
I already knew what Breath of the Wild is. We don't know what the I'm not gonna curse here. We don't know what the heck this Sonic game is.
Yes.
We know absolutely nothing, and we didn't get shown gameplay, and we didn't
Mhm.
even see in-game like
A title, anything.
nothing.
Yeah, it
We
was just a
saw
year.
just his feet. We saw Sonic's feet,
Yeah.
and people around the globe were popping off. Not me.
Yes.
Not me. I ended that stream being, honestly, kind of disappointed.
Yes.
And I told my viewers, I'm on like that was a good stream, but honestly, kind of disappointed. Like
Compared to the 25th, that had more to it, that was more exciting, like Mania.
we got Sonic Mania, an announcement, a release date, and what it is, like all in one trailer. That was dope. Like
and you got to play it.
What's up with Christian Whitehead being like, yeah, bro, I can get you a game that you can play by then and this. And Sonic team is like, oh, we're having a game that's coming out that we don't even know the name of it. And we haven't even told you that an OC is going to be in it either.
Yeah, what's Christian
Like,
Whitehead doing? Like after he did Mania?
No one knows.
Man,
No one knows.
They locked him in a dungeon after everyone saw how beloved his game was compared to the Sonic Team games.
Which pisses me off because I was expecting Mania 2 at this stream. I was the one rooting for Mania 2, and then I saw Colors remake, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Are we getting a Colors remake in Mania 2? Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh, in a new Sonic game. And I'm like,
yeah. And the collection. That's the thing. Like maybe their Mania 2 was like, here's a bunch of the old ones all together. Here it is. So which is different than Mania.
What I think Christian Whitehead's team, I think Whitehead Cannon's working on. So if you notice, this is the first time a collection has come out that has Sonic 3 and Knuckles in it, right? In a very long time.
Yeah, they're usually separate, right? Or not at all.
Like not at all. We haven't got Sonic 3 released on a console in, like 20 years, something like that. Like, it's not been in a collection. Keep that in mind. So the last time we got it in a collection, just Sonic 3 was GameCube, I think. GameCube and PS2.
Wow.
And then
we're like 3 generations away from that one now.
Yeah. So so this is the first time it's coming, and so this is the first time a lot of people get to experience that game. But it's in widescreen now, it looks like. So my opinion, if you remember, Christian Whitehead remade Sonic 1 and 2 exactly 1-to-1 to be able to be played on consoles and stuff. What if he did this one? What if he remade Sonic 3 and Knuckles?
That would work. I wish they'd say it though. They should because they know Christian Whitehead is like
a selling point.
It's a selling point. Like you know that
if it was, But I think Nintendo and Sega are both relics of the past that like business wise, like where their business decisions just make absolutely no sense.
That's putting it lightly.
It's just at least Nintendo releases games, bro. Like Sega's
not been giving you much other than Persona, which is not even their game. It's just Atlas.
And Yakuza. And Yakuza. Yeah. Hey, I'm just glad Super Monkey Ball's coming back.
Yeah.
Let's go. A brand new generation gets to find out how terrifyingly hard that game is.
Now give us Jet Set Radio. Give us Crazy Taxi. Yeah, give us both of those.
Jet Set Radio, please.
Yeah, if this
Bro,
is how it's gonna
Alex
be.
Kidd is coming back this year. Give me Jet
Yes.
Set Radio.
Uh,
Give me
and
Jet Set Radio. Billy Hatcher even.
yeah, weren't we getting the Jet Set Radio like game that wasn't Jet Set Radio? Remember?
Bomb
Yeah.
Rush Super Funk.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Is
coming
that
out.
still coming?
Yeah, it's still coming. It's still coming.
Okay.
They keep releasing information about the game.
That makes sense. Yeah, but then until we
I mean, it's
have to
Team
wait.
Reptile, so I firmly believe in their ability to create a game like this.
Mhm.
It's just I don't know how long it's going to take them.
Yes. And
Because
now
going from what was it? Fatal Fury, not Fatal. What the heck was it called? What was the
Fatal Fury or Fatal Frame? No, Fatal Frame is
no,
not Sega.
Sorry. No, I'm thinking about Team Reptile. What was the ping pong fighting game that they created that was like just a radio-esque that
Oh my god.
the second one had Blaze at the end of it.
Oh my god.
God, why can't I think of it? I love that game so much too. Yeah, I am too.
I'm
I am
totally
too.
blanking. Sega has a lot that they have not taken
Well, that's not
advantage
Sega.
of.
That's not Sega.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
I know,
Team
but other
Reptile
things.
that's making the Bomber Cyberpunk. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like after they created the first one, they made the second one, which was Blaze or whatever. They were able to make that second one in a short period of time because they already had the engine,
Mhm.
but they have to make this new Jet Set Radio game. And they don't have an engine for it. So I'm expecting their announcement of it last year means that it'll be coming out 2023, 2024.
Yeah. Especially
Um,
with the COVID of it all delaying so much and
yeah.
messing up development pipelines and all that.
Yeah. I'm just
So-
glad the original composer is back too. So
Yes. Hey, but at the very least, with the little things that we don't know or we're not getting, we're still getting at least some good stuff. At least Nintendo's giving the goods and all that. Before we finish, just real quick, what's your pulse on Halo Infinite? Because I know you're old school Halo fan. What do you think of the multiplayer showcase they showed?
Well, I think the multiplayer looks interesting. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna feel about it. I think it looks a lot more like Titanfall,
Mhm.
you know, than Halo because with the zip lining and stuff.
Mhm.
But I'm also incredibly excited for it because I absolutely adored Titanfall's multiplayer
Mhm.
because I thought personally if Halo was going to move into a new direction,
It had to be
should have
that.
been-
Yeah.
it should have been Titanfall, not,
Not Call
when
of
Halo
Duty.
4 and 5
Mhm.
happens. You
Not
know?
Call of Duty or the different arena stuff. Because
Yeah.
you were big on Halo 3 back in
I'm
the day.
huge.
Yeah.
Still, I still play Halo 3 every once in a while. Halo Reach as well, right? So
Mhm.
Halo Infinite looks cool because it's an arena style again. I love how things are reactable with explosions
Mhm.
now. So you can hit things, explosions, things fly around like they did in 3 and all that again. And you
Mhm.
can grapple things. So if you see a weapon you want, you can grapple it and pull it towards you.
Or throw a grenade and let it explode so it can come to you and grab it. Like
Yeah,
in
it's
the
so
trailer.
cool. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
cool. And then also being able to grab the explosive boxes and throw them.
Mhm.
That's neat too.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
Halo's about sandbox. That's the thing. It's like it's toying
Yeah.
around and screwing around with the sandbox. And
it's using the environment to kill each other, and it's kind of
Yeah.
fun, you know.
It's,
And then after that is all technicality. It's like and your technical skills of the game, right?
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. So speaking of that, I'm actually in the I am in the beta program for that game.
Oh, you just signed up for the flight? Ooh, that'd be a fun stream soon.
So
I have to look if I can sign up because I need to be day one for that beta also because
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
to test it out because I love that old school Halo.
I signed up as media and got accepted
Ooh.
as day one beta tester for that game.
Nice. That's a
And I
video
gotta
like the
pick my time
JayOhKay.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the JayOhKay, the JayOhKay credentials flying by. So we'll be looking at. I'll be looking forward to that stream and seeing how it plays and hearing
Dude, I'm
your
so
thoughts.
excited. I'm so excited. So
Yes.
I'm gonna be playing the multiplayer. I know literally nothing about the story, minus the fact that it's Cortana, but not Cortana. That's
Uh-huh.
weird. Like
Yes,
who
it's going back
cares?
to Chief, not like
Yeah.
the stupidity that was Halo 5 and taking Chief
Halo 5
away.
is cringy, dude.
Yes.
I'm excited. I just want the multiplayer to be good. If the multiplayer is good, I'll play it for a few months.
And the beauty is free to play, so everyone will get to play it. I'll be excited to play that like on PC because I don't have a Series X.
The beta's free to
Yes.
play, right? Not
Yes,
the
everything should be free to play multiplayer wise. So
Wait, so the multiplayer when the full game comes out is free to play?
yeah, just multiplayer is free to play, and then the campaign is going to be free on Game Pass if you have Game Pass. So
Wait, so everyone can just download it for free?
yes,
That's crazy when you think about.
yes,
Wait, so the online's actually going to be a thing?
yes,
Ah.
free to play and everything. So
Hopefully,
that
hopefully this makes up for that one weird Halo Online PC game that only came out in
oof,
Russia for a
yeah,
while.
yeah, the one that had it sprinting with the Halo 3 with the Halo 3 aesthetic. It was weird seeing like the sprint in that game.
It was weird that we never got that
Mhm.
to me. Like it was like, oh, it's a Russia, Germany only release, or whatever. And I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because Russia and Germany are just like, oh yeah, Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was real weird to me. But I was like,
Yeah.
hey, whatever.
Man,
whatever.
I'm looking forward to playing that with you. Maybe like on stream,
Yeah, please do, please do,
on
please
stream
do.
and all that. So
You got a
PJ,
PC that can actually play it now.
yes, the one that we're streaming, like we're recording on. Finally, we can play games. That's what my brother plays now. So I'm
Sweet,
excited
sweet.
for that. Halo, the Master Chief Collection PC runs so well in this one. I'd be down to play more on there. And in the future, like trying to join your Mario Party, like when the new Mario Party comes out, if you do like the streams, that'd be
high
fun.
stakes Mario Party, bro.
Yes.
I'm gonna play this shit, dude. I'm
All
so
right,
excited.
PJ. So I don't want to take more from your time. I want to thank you so much for joining in and jumping in. Since Paul was like traveling, and looking forward to like.
It's 4:50.
Yeah,
I gotta go live in 10 minutes.
Yeah, so
I'll catch you later, man.
And so yeah, so where can people find you? So pimp yourself.
Number one thing, if you go to my Twitter, which is at I'm JayOhKay, JayOhKay spelled JayOhKay. If you don't mind throwing a text up on the screen of where to find that, or in the description of this, so people can figure out how to find me. You can go to my Twitter, and I have a link in my bio that goes to everything. My Discord, my Twitch, my YouTube. But if you just absolutely despise Twitter like a normal person should, find me on YouTube. I post some pretty banger content on there. It's just JayOhKay, JayOhKay. New video coming out this week. I don't know when this podcast will go live.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes.
I should be having a video coming out within 24 hours of this coming out. So
awesome.
Yeah. And then it should be my Sonic Unleashed video. Actually.
Awesome. Yeah. And then you can find me on Twitter at @A_Dorsegovia. My Twitch that should be restarting soon, the Slayer Giant, now that I have my equipment reconnected, and also the Critical Corner, my website, where I usually review some stuff there. So, which I should restart pretty soon. I kind of want to do one for Skyward Sword when it comes out. That'd be fun.
Please do. I would love to. I'd love to have like a quick discussion of Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Because like rather than not podcast, you could just post a Skyward Sword and like first playthrough reaction or whatever, or 5-minute like conversation about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun to do that.
You and Paul could bring me on, and I could talk about it a little bit and what I love about it.
Yeah, and then we can put it there. All right, PJ, this was lovely. You missed seeing your face. Glad we got to talk and chat it up. That's not just a text. So hopefully we'll have you soon again in the X button. So thank you everyone for watching this other special episode of the X button. And remember, press X to play.
The Goose is Goose, baby.
Yes.
See ya.
See ya.